right, so just tell me. You lost to the crawler guy too.
Absolutely. Got clapped up. Man was too good. Nah, but did ask though. We went to the Indy Regional and Shelton got 8th place.
Whoa.
And I got taken down to 26th through tiebreakers. But I played Mannadium for it, and I'm pretty sure I'm the first topping Mannadium list in a long, long time since this deadbeat format spawned. So we're going to talk about some spice, talk about why we played some cards, and how I think I did so well compared to all the other Mannadium players.
All right, well, let's see what you got.
So we'll start with the monsters. First off, just Visas monsters. I do play 3 Star Frost and 3 Samsara. Everybody, if you are in the Mannadium group chat, will tell you like 2 Star Frost is the way. You might not play any Samsara. There's too much interruption in the format to make me believe that I can get away with 1 to 2 Star Frost and 0 to 1 Samsara. I feel like you just need 3 to 3. Because this is an extender, it's how you make Astroloud, it's a 6, it lets you make Amortara with a Meek. This is a tuner / a non-tuner, it's a 15/21, it's Visas. This is just every card you want it to be.
Astroloud is so dumb.
It is. But that's it for the Visas monsters. They're just standard and I wouldn't play any less. Then for the 15/21s, besides Samsara, I play 3 Rykart and 3 Rampart. I don't know what it was today. I do contribute this a lot as to why I didn't get to maybe push a little bit further in the rounds. But like the starting games of each match, sometimes I would just draw only like Rykart. I couldn't draw Riem, I couldn't draw Meek, I couldn't draw anything except like Rykart Starfrost.
So you were just playing your Scareclaw?
Sometimes, like
make Tryhard pass.
Like sometimes the M board was just like hand traps, chinging SP go, and it was either good enough to get me there or it got hit with Droplet Trigeki.
Have you seen some people playing the 2-2 thing?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I just believe that like this right here, I believe that I need a starter in my hand because I chose to play hand traps. So I'm risking consistency to play non-engine. So I want to have the maxed out number of engine to keep going in the rounds.
Okay.
And then 3 Meek. 3 Meek is too good to play. Torrid's unnecessary. Fearless is ass.
Are you sure Fearless is
absolutely. Mike W, if you're watching this, play me for money in the Mannadium Bear. I swear to God. No, the Meek is insane though. Like I got asked maybe 3 or 4 times because this deck is like so like underplayed. Like, oh, Meek's not once per turn. No, Meek's not once per turn. Oh, Field Spell brings Meek back from the bench pile. Yes, Meek is insane. It contributes as a 4. It can be a 2. It's a water. It can't get Bish Shield. It's so good. I love Meek. And then lastly, I do play the Prisma package, which is just Prisma and 3 Hero Lives. This is another big take. A lot of people chose the Fenrir package. They believe, like it's engine, it's an interruption, it's a starter. I don't like it because for like Fenrir Search's Scarecash to be a starter, you have to start with the Scareclaw combo and have a way to get either the Fenrir off the board or already have another Scareclaw card in hand, which I don't like. And this is just a 1-card Appaloosa. This is a 1-card Appaloosa Synchro 10. This is a 1-card Cross Sheep, Astroloud, Synchro 10 SP. It does so much. And this card by itself is still a good normal summon. It just, this is the worst package under Shifter compared to the Fenrir package, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay.
That's it for the main deck, like engine monsters, and I guess the Hero List package, I'd call it a monster because it's a starter too. Moving on to the spells and traps. For the field spells, I play 3 Calarium and 2 Reichphobia.
Sir, where's your QCR?
I know they're cheap, but I'm also broke. So, and apparently no store in my area has them. If you have them and you see me at the next Kentucky or Columbus Regional, sell them to me, I'll buy them. But yeah, these cards were just insane. There was no reason not to play like this ratio. You want to see this card in your opening hand, and you need 1 for the combo, and I make Lightheart with Lightheart in my combo, so I have follow-up in case my board gets broken. Plus, this is a pop, and it comes up a lot when you're playing, like when you're playing on your opponent's turn. A lot of people think they can just summon like Pydra and beat over SP, but this makes them lose attack, and it's so unnoticed, but it's such a big game changer for everybody. I think I had guys crash into my monsters and lose attack maybe like 4 or 5 times. They didn't know it, so they ended up just losing their battle phase.
Probably that on top of the Chang'ing is like
Chang'ing
really good.
Is crazy. Like you lose 15, plus you lose another 3. My Chang'ing gains 15. Like it's huge. Finish off the spells. I played 2 Arrival, 1 Imaginings, 1 Obsession, and 1 Reframing.
1 Obsession?
This is all the like Mannadium / Scareclaw engine cards. This is not once per turn. The protection effect never comes up, but if you play Try Hard, good for you. This card says draw 2, which lets you put back Meek, or if you draw Hero Lives, it lets you stuff back like the Prisma and stuff like that. A lot of people play 2, I play 1. I feel like it was unnecessary. I treat it as an extender, and because I don't play Terraforming, this is basically your Terraforming for Calarium, and it summons from hand. And it searches off Amortara and Reamheart, so I never felt like I needed to open it. And this card is just the GOAT. Like, Omni Negate, optional destroy, so it doesn't have to trigger any other cards if you don't want it to. Shuffle back, trigger Changing, give me engine.
The board you make is already so big, with reframing on top of it, it's just nuts.
It feels like a guaranteed win, especially since droplets and like Tempai's in the format with like such like heavy board breakers.
Like, it's a droplet out, it's a dark ruler out, it's a everything.
It beats
out.
Raigeki whenever you don't have like the Changing line. It's cool. And then this is the last card I play in my deck. No one talks about it. No one plays it, and I want to talk about why I played it and how I feel like it did for me. But Synchro Rumble. So this card can be searched off of Crimson Dragon when you hard summon it. This searches this, and you still get the bounce back effect to summon. This searches this card. This revives a level 7 or 8 dragon monster or a tuner. So sometimes this happened a lot at the regional where my extenders were played out. I made Amortara, and then Amortara and maybe like Rykard or Reamheart or Samsara made Crimson. Crimson searches Synchro Rumble. Synchro Rumble brings back Amortara because it's a tuner. And then you just Crimson target Amortara, summon Excel, bring back, make Dispatter, summon. It does a lot. Like, if you just have Amortara into Crimson Dragon, you have Dispatter plus Crimson Dragon tag out on your opponent's turn into another Synchro Dragon. It's huge. But this was insane. When you hard draw this card, I usually to revive like Visas or a Meek or something. And then I just synchro it off into other boards. Because most of my extra deck is synchros anyways, not like it's a big deal to me. But this card was crazy and I would never cut it. I would keep playing this card all day long. I'm a huge fan of this card.
How many times did the Summon Crimson Dragon effect Chain Imperm, Chain Crimson Dragon come up?
We talked about this on the way home. It was like twice, you know, like Summon Crimson Dragon effect, Chain Imperm here. Okay, Chain Crimson. I grab my deck and go in. And like, what are you doing? I have one guy try to call a judge, and I was like, I'm searching. It has an on-summon effect. And we're like, oh, okay. And they thought they were getting FTK'd. No, I was just making a bigger board than you'd ever seen. But that was it for the main deck. It was 45 even. If you want to cut down on some cards, you can definitely change some hand traps down to like 2 ofs to keep it an even 40. But I felt like I just wanted the hand traps where they were. Which, we'll get to these real fast to go over them. It's not anything important, but it's 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Veiler, and 3 Imperm to finish off the whole 45 list. I wanted as many hand traps as possible so I don't like clog. If I had to change anything, I would definitely think about replacing like maybe the Veilers for Bestials or Crows in the main. But all in all, this went well. The only time it didn't really work out was when like these 2 were in my hand and I got like shifted and I was like, well, these are dead. But it was still good. Moving on to the extra deck. First off, I want to shout out my team quality. Getting to be on a team, getting to be part of something bigger, getting to see all you guys who watch our videos and shout us out and come talk to us at events, that was really cool. If you do see me or our friend Shelton or Lucas or any other who's wearing our team stuff, feel free to come say hi, tell us how you feel, and let us know what you want to see. Sheldon will buy you a QCR engraver. Whoa. But we'll move on to the extra deck. So it's pretty simple here, but it's 2 Lightheart, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 SP, and 1 Appaloosa. If you ever play this deck and you're like, I can play this on 1, it's totally not cuttable to 1 because this gets Ash, this gets Imperm, this gets Veiler all the time. And you just Visas pop, revive, make the second go off anyways. Like, it's so important.
I remember back when you played 3.
I don't know about that.
I remember that.
SP's broken. This is definitely like one of the best cards, if not the best link in the extra deck. Just revive, like Meek is crazy. Reviving Prisma, dump a second Visas to make the second Astronaut is crazy. It's stupid. SP was cool. I'm not gonna lie. On the way home, I talked about it. This card was not like super fantastic for me throughout the event, but it was only like not good if it was like just my end board card. Like if I only ended on SP and a Synchro, I didn't really feel super safe because I'd have to waste it so early. Otherwise, it was just getting out by like things like Flame Birch. And then Apple is Apple. Apple is good. She would be better if I played a card in my extra deck we'll talk about, but she was fine. that's it for the links. For the synchros, there are quite a few. So first off, the boy and the girl, goated cards.
Is that actually a girl?
Yeah, it's girls. It's actually just Kit with armor on.
How do you know that?
Because I'm him and a loser. But Amortar is crazy. Just on summon, roto for any card, and then like I said, you use like Reich or Riem, make Crimson, and then that lets you combo further. Plus, this is like your new Baron way to like pop Meek on your turn with Calarium. You just pop Meek, and then it triggers Calarium and Meek, and you get extra extenders. And it's Beast on the field, so you get to make Lightheart and revive Lightheart. I never actually got to make this card too much in the regional. If you ever have to go the combo where like you have Riem Meek or Reichardt Meek and use this card, your hand's a little weird, but it came up like once where I made Trisukna, it got stopped, I brought back Reichardt, I Synchro 10, and then I made Astrolaud, and then I comboed. So like that was one time cool thing, but I would never cut this card still. These cards are just too good. Crimson, Dispatter, and Excel are definitely the top like 3 Dragon Synchros of this year, I believe. These cards are just so strong. Like I said, this card becomes 10 times better in my deck because of the search effect. Dispower giving me extenders and negating my opponent's hand traps to protect me while breaking their board or killing them. And Excel being that tag out target for Crimson with the Amortara, or just being the one play you have to like go into before you Astrolabe kill the opponent is really good. Would never cut these either. The tech card that I did play that I feel like got me there was Ruddy Rose Dragon.
Yeah.
So there's a couple reasons I play this card. This card on summon banishes all graveyards, which is cool. But if you remember where I talked about revive Amortara, make Dispatter, and then you make the Crimson on the opponent's turn, it's because you can have this board, this target this, tag out after they use track, discard Lurie. You summon Ruddy Rose, and they go Lurie 1, Ruddy 2, banish. That's insane. This protects from Raigeki. It has a destruction negate effect, and that's really good. Plus, nobody knows this. I thought about this actually just after the event, but this card's way better because I got to do it one time. This can negate effects that destroy any card on the field. So it can negate Unchained effects, it can negate U-Bell effects, it can negate Transcendence from Graveyard, stuff like that. This card is actually kind of ridiculously broken. But no, this was definitely like one of the biggest MVP cards in my extra deck. I made this card so often. My teammates saw it, but I was playing against Snake Eye Fiendsmith, and I had this. They thought I was going for the chaining line for game. I actually had to Ruddy Rose banish both our graves, go to battle. I had another monster here, but he went to main phase, nibbed me, and I Dispatter shuffled back his card from the banish pile. And the only reason I was there was because I readied his graveyard for Ash. So it was nuts. And then to finish off the last 2 synchros is the Ice Jade and Changing are Water Boys. This card is broken. It beats the Tempai Field Spell. It beats Nightmare Throne. It beats Divine Temple. Changing is just insane in general. Making this card with Astrolabe breaks every board. Making this card with Reframing is at least a Omni Negate with a non-targeting banish too. The attack loss is crazy. Like Changing is guaranteed, possibly next to Baron, like the best Synchro 10 I played in this extra deck.
I only hate Changing because the non once per turn protect effect.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And then lastly, our boy. I would play 3, but the cool combo thing is that you can SP banish it on your turn 1 and then Dispatter put it back, so you never need 3. But the idea that Konami made when they printed this card and said like, oh, this isn't once per turn to pop a monster, it can't be killed by battle, is crazy. It happened once where I summoned this in defense mode 2 times, popped 2 monsters, and I used the Scareclaw field spell to pop their last back row and clear their board, and they couldn't kill me because these can't be killed by battle. This was stupid.
Man, that's insane.
But yeah, these cards were crazy. Also, real fast before we go into the extra side deck, shout out to Painted for letting me borrow this. You will get it back, I promise, because I'm buying the $10 Mega Tim one. Moving on to our side deck. 3 Crow. Crow is good. Crow is it banishes Track when they're trying to do the fusion of the Desiree line, if you're good enough to wait for that. It banishes the Lurie, banishes the Fiendsmith, it banishes the Flamebird so no Promethean, so they can't place IP. Like, this card is crazy. I like this card a lot. I also just don't play this over Bestials because I don't want to turn off my Hero Lives package, and if you say I don't like this package, I like Fenrir, The Bestials also turn off Widmer, so I think this card is overall just good. 3 Dark Ruler. I already played, I think it was 15 hand traps in the main deck, and I was side decking 3 more, so I was post side having 18. I just wanted a card that said, like, if I didn't open up 2 hand traps, I could draw or top deck and save myself. Like, if I drew Dark Ruler and they had Skill Drain, I still had a chance because now their board is also negated for the next turn, and I could try to play. I never felt like I had to OTK to win. I feel like I could just clear a board, make a board, win the game, and this card helped me do that a lot. Definitely a top tier card. I like it a lot. That's mainly it for the going second cards. Everything else in here, like all these other cards, all 9 are just going first cards to help me secure the game or win in time at least. So I played Call By, 3 Crossout Designator.
Doesn't mean the Call By.
Yeah, I played 45. I don't want to turn off my own hand traps because a lot of my hand traps are main deck between Tempai and Snake Eye and Yubel. I don't ever want to have to turn off my own cards. And in 45, I don't feel like sacrificing a slot to hope to see a 1-of. That felt unnecessary. It felt like if I was going to main deck Call By, I might as well just main the crossouts and then side the Call By still. So no matter what, I would still keep this in the side deck. But yeah, so when I post side deck 8, I can show you if you want to, but basically we take out every hand trap that isn't Nibiru or Droll, because those are the only cards that stop me from making the big board. But you get side at 8 cards and draw 1 of 8 and 45, you win the game. It feels pretty good. And then the GOAT.
I hate this card.
I won 3 matches because of this card. I won 1 game versus Yubel because of it. And that was my draw. It happens, but this card was crazy. I beat Tempai in the last round. He Malchur me. I let him draw 14 cards with double Malchur me. 14 cards. He was super chill. Great guy. Shout out to him. But I flipped anti-spell. He activated Kaiman. I activated reframing. That was the end of the chain, and he just had nothing else he could do. The card was just so broken.
So where's your QCR?
Like I said, we broke. We don't have to have QCRs. We draw it anyways. And then the MVP card, this card is crazy. I'm not gonna talk about like how dirty I did people, but this card is nice. 3 Gravity Collapse. This card has almost never seen any competitive play.
What in the world?
So this card was nutty. Basically, what this card allows you to do is when you get shifted, when you get drolled, this deck can almost guarantee at least make 1 Synchro 10. And that's how I like to plan it when I played all the tuners. Like, if I get drolled and I have Beastus, I have an Astrovault Mine. If I get shifted, I can still make a Synchro 10 if I have something like this. Like these cards right here, all these cards by themselves, this is obviously a normal 7 plus a pop, but if you can accomplish any of these cards on the field, this is at least a Synchro monster. Drawing this card with making a Synchro means that when your opponent summons, you negate the summon, send that Synchro, they can't summon for the rest of the turn, and they just pass. And after that, you just kind of start your next turn with like an Astrolaud or the rest of your hand, anything else, and you just kind of win the game.
Wow, so it's the new Harpy's Featherstorm.
Kind of. Like my favorite leading play is summoning this and this, activate this, send this. Now for the follow-up turn, so like if I somehow don't kill and we go into a later game, if they SP one of my cards or something, this just revives itself. So now I have guaranteed an extra body that maybe they didn't see earlier before. Because there's not enough time to really look at your graveyard while getting floodgated to think about it. And then lastly, just Scarlight. This card was, in theory, the greatest card in time, but it also costed me my draw with Yubel. The Yubel player set up rank 6 Ash, Druisworm, Imperm. And I broke that whole board and played through all those hand traps. And I could have gone for Scarlight, but I didn't have a small enough monster to burn and keep comboing. But I would never cut this card. You still need a time card in this deck, and I would rather play Scarlight than something like Cowboy, guaranteed. But yeah, this card was still super strong. I love this card. But yeah, that was the deck. Nothing really much to talk about. If anyone wants to know what I sided, what I played, how to do certain combos, let me know. Either we'll put it up on here, we'll post it on our Instagram. You can check us out. Our Instagram and our YouTube and everything are always the same name. We have a Facebook page you can check us out on and message us directly. But yeah, I don't think there's much to say. I do think that I played this deck super well, and I think I did really well because I had really good teammates and friends to play test and practice with. And I also think it came down to a little bit of luck in some matchups, but we got there.
All right, man. Well, glad to see you made top 32. What tournament are you going to next?
We will definitely be going quality. We'll definitely be making it to Kentucky Regional to beat the Kentucky boys. It's happening. I'm sorry, Clifton. Your one regional win is over. I'm definitely going to Columbus. That's our home area. And then we were talking about maybe doing Detroit, but that's still in the works. But if we do go out there and you do see us at any of the events, feel free to come say hi. We love talking to you guys. And if you have any critiques or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments and we'll work on it.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yep.